Because guess what? A lot of our brothers and sisters had a hair. It'd be orange, it'd be blue, it'd be white, it'd be yellow. You would never see another race going out there trying to wear afros to look like us. You would never see another race go, and guess what? If they ever do, it's to mock us, and it's gonna be Halloween. So now the Israelites, how you know who we are today? They're going to be cursed when they come in, meaning when they born, and they're going to be cursed when they go out, meaning when they die. When you came in, wasn't you born we was getting deported? When you was born when they calling us wetbacks? How old are you? You 18 years old. You telling me in the last 18 years they ain't had ICE and they ain't been locking us up and putting us in detention centers? When they came in, when you was born, they weren't calling you wetbacks and spicks. When you came in and you was born, they wasn't calling us niggas. When you came in and you was born, they wasn't sitting there saying, no, y'all can't move over here. This red line, this your zip code. Y'all got to stay over here in 53206. Y'all got to stay here in 53201. You Northern Kingdom, you Israelites on the tribe of Ephraim, yeah, y'all go ahead and get shit back. You spent your last $3,000 coming all the way from Guatemala and Panama. You took the routes, you went through all this, and guess what happened when you got to the border? Can't get in.
Damn.
You think that you think that's something new? You think that ain't happened in the last 18 years? So it said the Israelites will be cursed when they come in, read.
And cursed shall thou be when thou goest out.
Now you're going to be cursed when you die. You think by the time you die that this stuff going to stop? You think by the time you die, white people going to stop calling us niggas? You think by the time you die, we going to stop getting the racism inflicted upon us? You think it's going to stop? You think we're going to stop killing each other? So when is it going to stop? When you come back to the laws of God and understand that you are of the 12 tribes of Israel. Because look at what God said in verse 1. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Now he said, if it do listen to your God, read.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
So what?
To do all his commandments.
So now it said, if you listen to your God, the black Messiah, and you do the commandments, look what he said would have happened.
Which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high.
He said, now I'm going to set you on high. You ain't going to be sitting there talking about, well, I'm going to open up my own gas station. Black people so destroyed, they cool with going to another race for everything. You go to them for food, clothes, water, a license, a social security card. Damn. You go to them. If you lose your social security card, you got to go back to them. You lose your license, you go back to them. A lot of us don't understand, and even when the curses, it said, curse shalt thou be when thou come in and go out. Have you ever inherited life insurance? Do we got life insurance? No, but we got bottles. We got horchata. We got restaurantes. We got barbershops. We got beauty salons. The sisters got weaves. $600 on an 18-inch extension with the lace front.
Damn.
But it says what?
Come on.
Above all nations on the earth.
So wait, do you want to be above all nations or below? Above. My brother right here with the dreads right here. Bro with the dreads. Do you want to be above all nations or below?
That's a good question, because he said Jesus died for the sins of humanity. You want to know if you believe that? Well, honestly, if I'm being real, I think everybody was answering.
You're not answering the question. Do you want to be I'll ask y'all again. Hey, Var, y'all come over here so bro can listen to me. Listen, right here. This is how young men answer the question. Do you want to be above all people? Above. Do you want to be above all people? Above. It's that simple. Now let's try you. Do you want to be above all people?
Come on. I said the same thing, brother.
What you want to be? Answer the question. Above. So how do we get there?
I'm listening to y'all to find out.
Read verse 1 again. Read fast. Come on.
And it shall come to pass.
The Bible says it's going to come to pass.
If thou shalt hearken diligently.
It says if you hearken diligently, read.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
No, unto the voice of the white man.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
It said you got to listen to your God. Your God is not white. Your God is not no damn Asian. Your God is not Islam, Arab. Read.
To observe and to do all the commandments which
I said observe and what?
To do all his commandments.
So how do we get back on top? We got to do the what? You ain't listening. What it say? Var? It said we got to do the what? Observe to what? Commandments. That's how we get back on top. Because look at verse 15 said. Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt hearken, if thou shalt not hearken unto.
Now it said, it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
Now it's on the flip side. He said, if you did keep the commandments, he was going to put us where? above. But now he's saying, look, if you don't read,
and his statutes which I command thee this day, then all these curses,
all these what?
All these curses
Read.
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now, Noel, is a curse good or is it bad? It's bad. I'm going to ask you, is a curse good or bad?
No, it's bad.
Okay, thank you. Verse 46. So now look, if we kept the commandments, we'll be on high. If we broke the command, don't say nothing yet. I'm going to pass you the mic. Hold on. Read.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
Now it says they, Noel, stay with me, bro. Noel, stay with me. Same traffic, same Honda Civics you've been seeing since 18. It says, and they shall be upon thee. The curses will be on the blacks and Hispanics, the Latinos. Read.
For a sign and for a wonder.
For a what?
For a sign.
For a sign. How you know that that's the studio right there? That's the salon. How you know? Because of the sign, right? How you know that this is a Clark gas station? Because of the what? The sign. How you know that this is the city bus? Because it's the sign, right? Even when you ride the bus, you look at the number, and then you see that number bus stop, and then you wait for what bus to come up. The same number, right? You look for the sign. So how we know who the Israelites are today? The curses will be signs to let you know who they are today. Right? Read.
And upon thy seed,
A sign.
for a sign and for a wonder.
You gonna read these curses and you gonna wonder, damn, am I Israelite? You gonna wonder, is this me? Is this Bible talking about me when they said verse 48?
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Now you gonna say, I do gotta serve my enemies. I gotta go to that Chinese man, that Japanese man, that white man, that Asian man, that Arab man, read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
But God sent them against us because we didn't what? Keep the commandments, read.
In hunger and in thirst.
Now you gotta go to them for hunger, for thirst,
And in nakedness.
and in nakedness. Now we gotta go to them for food, clothes, water. You gotta go to them for anything and everything you want. Watch this.
And in want of all things.
And what?
In want of all things.
And you know when we get money, we want to get the bust down AP. We want to buy the $70,000 Corvette. We want to. You gotta go to them for the want of what?
In want of all things.
What black-owned funeral home do you know? What black-owned grocery store do you know? You do? Now I'm gonna ask you this: why is it that when we have to go to them to even get the licensing and the permits and the paperwork for it? That's why I say it don't matter. Look at verse 43. This is how you know who the Israelites. Finish it out though.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
You know why we had yokes of iron on our neck? You see these right here? We had yokes of iron on our neck. The same thing with the Puerto Ricans and the Mexicans. He said, I'm going to put yokes of iron on your neck until you destroy it. You know how you destroy it? When you get asked your nationality, you say something that came out in the last 5-10 years. You say Foundation of Black America. Then you switch it up. We the only race that can switch and go from 5-6 different names. Okay, that's wrong. Color. No, Afro-American. No, African-American. Oh, no, well, I'm black. And then when you finally tap out, you say, well, I'm just a child of God.
Bring it
Or
out.
you say, wait, you know what? Well, I'm a Christian. That's not a nationality. God called us the children of Israel.
That's right.
Hey, you would not know who you are today. You wouldn't even consider and think, damn, I am calling myself Puerto Rican. If I'm a child of God, I want to know what God called me, not what my enemy called me. But look at 43.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
So now the Israelites got other nations that's going to get above them very high. Read.
And thou shalt come down.
Thou shalt what?
Come down.
You going to come down
Very low.
you gonna be at the damn bottom. So when you read that, you gotta wonder and be like, yeah, I gotta be an Israelite. My mama was struggling. My mama was struggling. My mama was struggling. And then you gonna realize, damn, wow, I always gotta reference Big Mama. Where was my daddy at? My daddy was struggling. Daddy was in jail. Daddy was fighting mama with the kid. Daddy was out there in the street. Daddy got hit with war on drugs. Our fathers wasn't in the household. But we grew up and we watched the revolutionaries. We watched them come out there and try to rise up for their people. But that spirit is not here today. That spirit right there, they say, until I have destroyed you. It was slaves on the slave ships that was trying to revolt and fight to get off the slave ship, to take over the slave ship. What you think happened to them slaves? Did they give them a vacation? They threw them overboard. They killed them.
Come on.
So why do you realize that now the brothers that's out here trying to say God love everybody and die for everybody, white man don't care about that? But when you start teaching the truth that you are from the tribe of Ephraim and you will be from the tribes of Israel, then you gonna realize, yeah, this gotta be the truth.
Right.
Watch this, read.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
So now it said that white man gonna lend to you and you don't lend to him. So guess what? You might have a funeral home, But when y'all went and got the loans that was needed to open it, did they come to you or did you go to them? You had to go to them. So guess what? That would make you a what? If this was to happen to Israelites, and it said the curses would be a sign for us to wonder who they are today, who will be the Israelites today? That'll be who? Us. That'll be who?
Us, right?
It'll be us.
Wake
so
up.
now you know you are of the 12 tribes of Israel. It's that simple. Now, guess what? He said in order to get above high, you got to keep his what? His commandments.
There we
Thank
go.
you, Joel. You ain't catching along because you keep looking at traffic. These is, you, even if you say you gonna serve your enemies for the one of all things. You want to get a car, the cars you keep looking at. Do you got to go to the Puerto Ricans for it, or you got to go to them? You got to go to your enemies. So guess what? Stop getting distracted. Listen to the laws of God. Because watch this. It said if we keep the commandments, we're going to be above high, right? Let's get some commandments real quick. One of y'all got a girlfriend? You do. What about you? You ever had sex before? You a virgin? No? How old was you? 16? Okay, I was 11. I was young as hell. But how old was you?
Damn.
Yeah. 5?
Damn.
You was molested and raped. You was just out here like that? Lucy?
I was exposed to like sexual shit early, and I guess there was some other kids that was exposed to some sexual shit early, and we got
Right.
together.
You ever heard of High Go Get It? Look, that game right there defiled the damn black community. Playing, we the only ones that'll play tag and turn it into a damn sexual act.
Damn.
But it says until you have destroyed you. But watch this, read.
The book of Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
Marriage is honorable in all.
It said marriage is honorable in all. Read.
And the bed undefiled.
Now when you have sex with your wife who you married to, and she's supposed to be of the 12 tribes of Israel. Your wife is supposed to be Puerto Rican, Cuban, Dominican. We got the most beautiful women on the face of the planet. You cannot tell me the white woman that got to go and get surgery and increase her lip size and her butt size, the things that our women is naturally born with. But when you will follow behind this and call yourself Baptist, Christian, Mormon, Seventh-day Adventist, this is why the black women now take their real hair and cover it up with that white man hair.
Wake
We would now
up.
make the black man got the strength of God that's supposed to be dwelling inside him, and he'll take his real natural black hair and make it look like this white man.
See?
Because what? You don't identify as an Israelite. But guess what? When you identify black and African American, you got the Odell Beckham Jr.'s, the Wiz Khalifa's, they put the blonde. You realize how effeminate it is for a man to take hair dye and put it in his hair?
But brother, aren't there black people who are born with naturally blonde hair?
But is that you?
But that's my question.
I got you.
Are there,
Yes,
say-
they are, but is that
but
you?
But you say to look
I
like
got you, that's you.
Here's my question. You say to look like them, right? But if there are those of us who are born like that,
I'm going to ask you this.
how do you
Are
know,
you born like that?
Hear me out. How do you know I'm not trying to look like my black brothers who are born with the
I'm
blonde?
going to ask you this. Okay, I hear you out, right? I got you. Now, what's the name of the people that's born like that?
Their tribe, I do not know their exact name.
That's
But
how I know.
I do know that they live in Africa.
That's how I know. That right there, because we don't know the history behind that, but we'll reference it. So can I now say, well, it is people that commit adultery and cheat on their wives. Is that okay for me now to go and cheat on my wife?
Come on.
No, but a
No.
lot of things that we do are learned through either culture, through things we see, X, Y, and Z. Like how you
You
said
hit it
with
on the
signs.
head.
You know what I'm saying?
Visual. With a visual communication. That's why I say evil communications corrupt good manners. Our natural hair out here, you see all of them is black. Christ had black hair. So do you want to look like Christ or do you want to look like that white man?
To be honest, I want to be as much like Christ as I can be.
I like that. So guess what? Read this, 331. Because guess what? A lot of our brothers and sisters had a hair. It'd be orange, it'd be blue, it'd be white, it'd be yellow. You would never see another race going out there trying to wear afros to look like us. You would never see another race go, and guess what? If they ever do, it's to mock us, and it's gonna be Halloween.
Bring it
But
out.
watch this.
The book of Proverbs chapter 3 verse 31.
Bring it out.
Envy thou not the oppressor,
Envy meaning don't want to be like them. Read.
and choose none of his ways.
What?
Choose none of his ways.
Choose none of his ways. Don't try to look like him. This is what the Bible says. You say you want to look like Christ as much as you can, right? Read this.
The book of Leviticus chapter 13 and verse 29.
Bring it out.
If a man or a woman
It's saying if a man or a woman
have a plague upon their head
a plague, a disease, something that's unclean on their head,
or the beard,
or the beard. You see the black man today with the beard that's getting dyed, the hair getting dyed. The Bible got us down to a T.
Damn.
then the priest shall see the plague.
So now the priests, the prophets, the ones that's teaching the Bible, not them false pastors out there.
Come
They
on.
said what?
Then the priest shall see the plague, and behold,
And now we see it, we behold it, we looking at it.
if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair.
A what?
A yellow thin hair.
Now we see that yellow thin hair or that blonde hair, read.
Then the priest shall pronounce him unclean.
It shall what?
The priest shall pronounce him unclean.
So now, in order for you to come back to the laws of God and look like God, because you was the one that was made in his image, you have to now take that out.
Wake 'em
Come
up.
back. I used to have dreads, same way. But guess what? I chopped them off. I chopped them off. But they give you Future, they give you Lil Durk, they give you all these visuals to look like them. But go ahead.
What is wrong with, well, according to you guys, like, what is wrong with locks, or like, what is?
It's not the locks. It said a yellow what?
A yellow thin hair.
It's not the locks that you got. Because you read about locks in the Bible, braids in the Bible. But they wasn't yellow.
But again, my question is for the people who are, exclude me.
I got you. Matthew
Exclude me.
26. We're going to let y'all go.
For the people who are born naturally like that, what do we say to them?
So the people that's naturally born like that, that's something that they are naturally born like. The Bible is now talking about people that got black hair that's turning it into yellow hair. So you don't have that crutch or that stumbling block to put in front of yourself to justify it. But the people that's naturally born like that, what can you do? You can't do nothing about that. That's their natural God-given hair. They got to deal with that. But they ain't the ones that's now having black hair, going around, getting dyed, sitting down, and then turning it to be yellow, and then justifying breaking the laws of God. That's why when you just heard it, it told you that it's unclean.
What is the nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community.